group of 4 friends, Rita, Zane, Sarah, and Harris, embark on a summer trip to a remote mountain town known for its ancient ruins. Exploring the dusty remains of a forgotten house, they uncover a mysterious leather-bound book hidden beneath the floorboards. The book claims to contain terrifying stories from various cultures, each connected to unexplained deaths and disappearances. Despite the warnings inside, the group decides to read a story. The first story is about a European legend known as the Pale Stalker, a malevolent spirit who appears in desolate places, luring travelers with soft whispers before dragging them into the darkness. The book describes victims vanishing without a trace, with only faint handprints left behind. After reading this, Zane steps outside for air, only to hear faint whispers calling his name from the forest. He dismisses it as his imagination, but when he looks down, pale handprints appear on his shirt. The group returns inside to read the second story, which comes from Eastern Europe. This tale speaks of a shadow entity that haunts abandoned places, known to mimic the voices of loved ones in a bid to trap its victims. It is said that those who follow the voices into the dark never return. While reading, Sarah hears a familiar voice, her mother's, calling to her from another room. She knows it can't be real, but the voice becomes increasingly desperate. The next tale comes from South America, where the legend of La Gritona, the screaming woman, haunts rural roads. The story describes a vengeful spirit who unleashes bone-chilling screams at midnight. It's said that hearing her scream is an omen of disaster, and her voice can drive people to madness. As Harris reads this, a piercing scream echoes from outside, shaking the walls of the house. The group looks at each other, terror sinking in as they realize it's the same scream described in the story. The fourth legend originates from the Caribbean islands, about a creature called the Drowning Spirit, a vengeful ghost that haunts those who go near the water at night. According to the story, she pulls victims into the depths, leaving no trace behind. Suddenly, the sound of running water fills the room, though there is no source. Rida panics, noticing water pooling at her feet, which begins to rise rapidly. The next legend they read is from Southeast Asia, the story of the Soul Collector. This spirit is said to roam the streets, appearing only to those who are near death. The Soul Collector watches over its victims for days, slowly draining their life force until they perish. As Sarah reads the tale aloud, she suddenly feels an icy presence near her. When she turns to the mirror, she sees a shadowy figure standing behind her, its eyes glowing faintly. The group now realizes that the stories they've been reading are more than just tales. They've awakened something dark and real. The final legend is about a curse from West Africa, where a tribal shaman marked individuals who disrespected sacred lands. The curse manifests as a burning symbol on the victim's skin, marking them for eternal suffering. As Zane finishes reading, he feels an intense burning sensation on his wrist. Looking down, he sees a strange symbol glowing red-hot, etched into his skin. Now fully aware that they are in danger, the group frantically searches the book for a way to undo the curse. They find a ritual that claims to banish the spirits, but it requires them to burn the book at the stroke of midnight. The clock strikes, and they scramble to light a fire. As the flames consume the book, the entities begin to manifest around them, trying to stop them from breaking the curse. The air grows cold, and ghostly hands reach from the shadows. Just as the spirits close in, the flames burst into a blinding white light. The cursed entities are engulfed, dissolving into nothing. The room falls silent. The dark forces are gone. The group breathes a sigh of relief, knowing they narrowly escaped with their lives. They leave the house as dawn breaks, the eerie events of the night burned into their memories forever. As they walk away, the ashes of the book are swept away by the wind, but a faint whisper can still be heard, leaving the question, is it truly over?